Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Jane's Fighters Anthology as we continue with the reference materials. So today, let's see here. We are on the John C. Butler. John C. Butler, titled Converted John C. Butler class. Van Diver, builder, Boston Naval Shipyard. Launched December 27th, 1943. Commissioned December 1st, 1955. Wagner, builder, Boston Naval Shipyard. Launched December 27th, 1943. Commissioned December 31st, 1955. These two ships were begun as standard destroyer escorts, construction suspended in 1946. Work resumed in 1954, and they were completed as radar picket ships, designation DER, at the Boston Naval Shipyard. Light displacement 1,260 tons. Engineering, these are the Navy's only steam-driven radar picket escort ships. All others have diesel propulsion. Displacement, tons, 1,745 standard, 2,100 tons full load. Length, feet, 306. Length, meters, 93.3. Beam, 36 feet 6 inches or 11.2 meters. Draft, 11 feet or 3.4 meters. Guns, 2 5-inch or 127 millimeter 38 caliber dual purpose. Anti-submarine weapons, 1 trainable Hedgehog Mark 15 depth charge rack. Main engines, 2 geared turbines from Westinghouse with 12,000 shaft horsepower and 2 shafts. Boilers, 2 Babcock and Wilcox boilers. Speed, 24 knots. Complement, 187. Here is a photo album of the John C. Butler, and here we can see it. You may recall we actually saw this ship a lot, as this was the was basically the escort the Kitty Hawk always had in the Vietnam missions. And I believe, if I remember right, I could be wrong, but I believe the Kitty Hawk and the John C. Butler are basically fixtures of the actual default map. And well, we can't look now because the game's weird in that if you hit exit, it will ask for disc 1 to go back to the menu, even though you can start the game in disc 2 going to the menu and then go into other things. But if you go back from reference, then it wants disc 1, which is stupid, and we can't free flight obviously, but but yeah, they served until the 60s and maybe the 70s, because in World War II is when the Navy first started developing radar pickets. They developed 2 types. One was basically destroyers with extra radar equipment as like a cheap version, and then submarines with radar equipment. And the idea with the submarines was that if you made them fast enough to keep up with the battle group, if they were attacked, they could dive, because at that point, one destroyer or one submarine isn't going to fare well against air attack. The destroyer could fare better, obviously, but still. And then with the advent of missiles, obviously, that kind of killed. It was a combination of the advent of cruise missiles and the development of an airborne early warning aircraft, which started in World War II. Actually, there were conversions of, I believe, the Avenger torpedo aircraft. I believe some of those were converted into like very early warning aircraft, very early versions of that. And then basically its replacements, obviously, like the A1. Fuck, why can't I think of the name right now? Shit, I cannot. A1 Skyraider. There we go. But they were an AEW, and then you had the E1 Tracer, and then finally the we're too far. Finally the E2 Hawkeye, and then the E3 Sentry. But that kind of being able to see out for hundreds of miles from an aircraft, that basically negated the need for radar pickets. And while they would have been somewhat survivable against the World War II style attack, with anti-ship cruise missiles, they just would not survive. So, but yeah, kind of rare ships to begin with, and then their usefulness ended. But hey, it gave some veterans of World War II a new life, at least for a couple of years, maybe a decade or two in some cases. But Anyways, with that, and specifically here, you can see this mast, these two masts have all the extra radar equipment. If you look at some of the conversions for like Fletcher and Gearing class destroyers, you'll see basically the entire midships, like from here to here, would become one giant reinforced tripod mast to fit all the radar gear. But yeah, so I think that'll be it for this first video today. So with that, thank you all for watching and stay tuned for next time and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.